Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, September the 4th. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined for this MLB podcast by the one and only Josh Crash Davis. Crash, how is it hanging for you on this Saturday?
It is going well. We've got college football, kicking off today, so I'm excited about that. My Wisconsin Badgers are playing here in about 45 minutes, so after this podcast, going to go watch that with my dad. So going to be a fun Saturday.
It is fall season in full gear, NFL starting. Great stuff. Real excited. And if you want to join us, jump on dfscoachtalk.com. You can get our football package, which includes all of our sports, by the way, or a 5-day pass, which is new for the NFL. You want to jump in there this Thursday. You get all of the Thursday night showdown game, all the Sunday games, and the Monday games. So we'd love to have you. Definitely jump in there. But we're going to jump into this slate, Mr. Crash. We have the MLB Main Slate tonight. It's a 7:05 start. There are 7:10, one or the other. And there are 8 games on the main slate on all 3 of the sites that we provide for, and that's DraftKings, FANDUEL, and Yahoo. And again, if you're a member, we're going to give you a preview of some of our picks and fades here. But if you're a member and jump in our Discord, you'll get a DraftKings coaches clipboard and core plays. You'll also get a full FanDuel and Yahoo lineup. So all kinds of good stuff. We had a nice little after hours finish to the night last night. Crash, I saw you had a couple winners in there as well.
Yeah, we came in at the very end, basically at the very end of the slate, and got a couple. I think we got a Kyle Tucker home run, and I'm trying to remember what else we had that kind of put us up over the cash line. So, yeah, ended up being a pretty decent night. So
it really did. You love those, and it was late too, man.
I
lost track of time. I ended up falling asleep watching because it was like they went extra innings. It was late. You had that big rain delay in Kansas City.
Yeah,
so it was a crazy night.
Yeah, I can imagine how late it is for you because it was late for me. So
yeah, definitely.
On the East Coast.
Yeah, and I'm not used to the East Coast time completely. So definitely an adjustment, no doubt. All right, let's dive right into this. We've got, as normal with our picks and fades, we're going to give you our top pitcher on the slate for the main slate for this evening, and then our 3 top hitters, and then we'll finish up with our fades. So who is your top pitcher tonight in MLB DFS?
Well, I know you don't like this guy too much, but my favorite pitcher is going to be Joe Musgrove.
Wow.
9,200 on FanDuel, and he's 8,900 on DraftKings. I think he's going to be pretty chalky, but I just feel like he's kind of rediscovered his pitch mix a little bit. He struggled earlier in the year. It seemed like he started off hot, then he cooled off, and it seems like he's kind of coming back around to finding himself again. So I think that this is going to be a good night for Joe Musgrove. So he's going to be the top pitcher for me tonight on FanDuel and DraftKings. Again, 9,200 on FanDuel, 8,900 on DraftKings. And he's a little bit cheaper than some of the top, pitchers on the slate, which is a little surprising to me because it's not the best slate as far as pitching goes at the top.
Right. And that's exactly what I was going to say. The pitching tonight is really tough. I mean, you don't have any of the super standout guys that are easy plug and play decisions. So I'm with you there. I think you can get, pretty creative with how you want to go. And I'm not down on Musgrove as much. I mean, I do like him in certain spots, but ever since that no-hitter, he just hasn't seemed to find that consistency. I don't know if that took a lot of gas out of the tank, but you're right. And it's been a while now. Maybe he's getting it back. And I think he's a really solid option. Somebody that I may consider on the 2 pitcher sites. But for me, my pitcher, I'm just going to go to Julio Urias from the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I know San Francisco's tough. I know they hit the ball great, but there are a couple of things I like. I mean, he's 9,700 on DraftKings, 95 on FanDuel, and 48 on Yahoo. So he's not cheap. He's not like the stupid money of the 10-8s and 11-3s like you see sometimes. So anytime you're sub 10, I think it makes sense. And I think he's in a position where he can at least hold San Fran down. He pitched against them back in July and gave up 1 run, struck out only 5. San Fran handles the bats pretty well. But, I think that it's not a slam dunk 5-star play for me, but I think he may be the safest in my cash games. And I think he's, the pitcher that I again, with a lot of guys that are uncomfortable to take, he gives me the best confidence.
Yeah, I like the pick, and with San Francisco, they have a great record, but they don't put up a whole bunch of runs, especially when they're in that ballpark. I mean, it's kind of a pitcher's ballpark, so
they
win
a lot of 3-2, 3-1 games. There's no question about it. I mean, when you look at their record, though, I don't know if we talked about this yesterday, but I just can't believe the record San Francisco has. It's just amazing how good they are. And you look at that lineup up and down, and they're pitching, and you think, okay, they're 500 team or a little better. Here they have like one of the best records in baseball. It's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. All right, one thing I wanted to mention too, by the way, is right now for the main slate tonight, it's looking pretty good weather-wise, except for Cincinnati. Detroit and Cincinnati is a big question mark. Join us in Discord or on Twitter. We're at DFS Coach Talk. We will be posting information. As of right now, though, for my main bills, I'm fading that game because I'm really concerned about the weather there. All right, hitters. Who's your first hitter?
Yeah, I've got Dansby Swanson's going to be my first hitter. He's 3,600 on FanDuel. He's 5,100 on DK. He's hit 800 against Marquez in his career. Only 5 at-bats, but he's got a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. So if he had done that all in one game, he would have had a cycle. So, yeah, he's definitely put up some good numbers against Marquez. He's been swinging a pretty hot bat. So I like Dansby Swanson a lot. He'll probably be pretty fairly, well high owned, but I still like the play.
I think it's a great play. I love that. I love that call. For me, with my 3 players today, I'll give you a warning ahead of time. I have 2 really expensive guys and 1 super cheap guy. So trying to spread it around a little bit. But these 2 guys, I love these guys to homer tonight. The first one is second baseman Trey Turner, 5,100 on DraftKings, which stings. 4,300 is palatable on FanDuel. And really what I think is a bargain is $17 on Yahoo. So Trey Turner, I love putting him on there because he's going to get runs scored. He could hit a home run. He could steal a base. He just does it all. One of my favorite guys to roster. And the way that, to me, the slate works out, there's enough value that you can get a guy like that in there.
Yeah, I like it. Now, who's pitching for San Francisco tonight again? I was trying to remember that.
It is, I'll tell you right now, because it was someone I felt pretty confident about that they could get hit. All right, I'm trying to find, let me go to the FanDuel one. Okay, San Francisco's pitcher tonight is, I think it's, let me see here, make sure. Yeah, it's Sammy Long, the lefty.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's just garbage in my opinion. And that was one of the big reasons, I really like Trey. Now, you look, he doesn't last a lot of innings. He gives up hits. He gives up some long balls. So, yeah. Sammy Long.
Yeah, I definitely like Trey Turner. That's a good call.
All right. So who is your number 2 guy?
So for the second hitter, I've got Andrew Vaughn. He's 2,500 on FanDuel, 2,800 on DK. So great value on both sites. He's crushed left-handed pitchers all year. He's 292 against lefties. and he has hit a home run on Daniel Lynch earlier this season. So Andrew Vaughn of the Chicago White Sox, that's going to be one of my top value plays on the slate.
I like it. I like the price for sure. My next guy, again, big money, but here's the thing, and this is what I'll state this right now. I'm not sure I'm going to play him on DraftKings just because of the extremely high price, but I'm definitely going to play him on FanDuel and Yahoo. And if I can fit him on DraftKings, I'm going to play, because his ownership will be less on DraftKings because of his price, and people won't be able to afford him. And that's Trevor Story. I mean, I know you know, in that stadium against that pitcher, he has a crazy 5,800 on DraftKings, which really stings. How about a $2,000 discount on FanDuel? He's only 3,800. Yeah,
that's a great,
and he's only 19 on Yahoo, which, you know, most of the guys of his caliber are 24, 25 bucks, 27 bucks. So I really like him on two of the sites, and I would love to try to fit him in. He'd be the best play on DraftKings of all three because he'll be the least owned of the three. So definitely fired up for him tonight. And having that Turner Story duo, I like the you know, different opportunity for them to do a little bit of everything in those games, including go deep.
Yeah, he's facing Ian Anderson tonight. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah,
I remember him saying, Trevor Story was talking about during the home run derby that, you know, it favors the right-handed batters in Coors. So that's another thing that I like about that play. So
yeah, and I think Anderson will be, he's still not 100%. He's been on somewhat of a pitch count. You know, Atlanta's bullpen's okay, but they can be gotten to as well, especially in that stadium. So
yeah.
All right, number three.
Number three is going to be Ryan O'Hearn from the Kansas City Royals. 2,100 on FanDuel. He's a little bit more on DraftKings. He's 3,200. He has 6 hits and 13 at-bats against Ronaldo Lopez, including 2 home runs. Just pretty much always been a good value play against right-handed pitchers. So that's going to be my play for tonight for my third
I love
pick.
that play. And I'll tell you what, he's one of those guys in that group that when I roster him, he usually comes through for me. So, you know, we all have those guys that we hate that never come through for us, like Goldschmidt. I want to just strangle him. I cannot get him right no matter what. But O'Hearn is homered for me before. At that price, it's hard to pass him up. I love that call. For me, I've got a value guy too. And this is a guy that's he's like a gangly rookie young guy that's just figuring it all out. But man, is this kid going to be good? And that's Joe Adele. I love his power. I love his speed. They've even moved him around. They've had him back cleanup sometimes. I'm telling you, when he figures it out, like if you're in a dynasty league, grab this guy, because when he gets all of his tools together, he's a 5-tool kind of player that is going to be really good in this league. But he's only 2,600 on DraftKings, 2,500 on FanDuel, and $10 on Yahoo. So I like him to homer. I think, you know, he hits more toward the middle of that lineup, and I think he's got some great upside. Yeah,
I like that play. And you were talking about Paul Goldschmidt earlier. Just play him against us. Play him against the Brewers, because he is a Brewer killer.
He really is. Last time I faded him, I think he had 2 homers against you guys, and not too long ago.
That wouldn't surprise me one bit. So
All right, we've been doing really a great job fading pitchers that are real high owned and high priced that have been getting smacked around. Let's try to keep that process going today. Who's your fade?
I'm going to go with Framber Valdez from the Houston Astros. 9,800 on FanDuel, 10,000 on DK. He's the highest priced pitcher on FanDuel. I'm not really sure why, but he is playing against the Padres, who are trying to catch Cincinnati for that last, wild card spot. And the Padres don't strike out a lot either. So I really like the Padres tonight. So I don't want to play Framber Valdez. So.
Well, we do these podcasts without consulting with each other because we want the reaction and the verbal give and take.
Right.
My fade pitcher today, Framber Valdez.
Hey, there you go.
He's 10,000 on DraftKings, which is way too much. 9,800 on FanDuel. and 45 on Yahoo. He's just way overpriced against a San Diego team that can hit. And I think he's going to be highly owned because pitchers are so bad tonight. And I don't like him. I think he could do okay, but for the leverage we're going to get by fading him, and the fact that we both are fading him, I think is a really good point. So I agree with that call and then some. So there you go.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Coach.
Now, if we pick the same hitter to fade, that would be pretty funny. So who's your fade hitter?
We may. We'll see what happens here, but this is probably going to shock you. I'm going with Christian Yelich. That's going to be my fade hitter. Yeah. Yep. As much as I hate to do it.
I'm telling you that guy sucks.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
And then he hits 19 out of 20 games.
I put him on a hot streak. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yelich is 3,600 on FanDuel. He's 4,400 on Draftkings. He's 193 for the year against left-handed pitching. Now, get this. He's .024 against the slider with a 37% K rate, which is one of the top pitches for Kwang Hyun Kim from the St. Louis Cardinals. So
great call, great knowledge. And I'll tell you what, 024, I'd throw him a hell of a lot of sliders, no matter who it is. But that's a great point. And for you to fade him, that's got to give you like a stomach ache.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but especially since he got ejected this last game last night, and I think last time that happened, he hit a home run or maybe even 2 home runs the next game. So
yeah,
a little concerned there, but I don't know. He's facing a lefty, and I just really don't like him against lefties this year. So
I love it, man. You're going to be a little stunned at this one. And again, this game has a potential of a rain out, but I'm going to fade Nick Castellanos. I just didn't like the way he looked at the plate last night, and he's 5,100 bananas, man. That's a lot on DraftKings, 4,400 on FanDuel, and 20 on Yahoo. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. He's certainly not hitting like he did at the beginning of the season. I know he picks spots where he hits, but, a fade for me if that game plays for sure. I just don't think it's worth the pay up. As, if he was cheaper, I wouldn't fade him, but that's a lot. You can't, especially if I'm going up and spending for Turner and Story, Castellanos does not quite fit into that bill.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he'll definitely find some ownership against his, former team, the Tigers. A lot of people like to play him against lefties too, but I do think it's a good call, especially with that price. So.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see. All right, outstanding. We want to try to keep these baseball pods, the fades and plays a little bit shorter so that everybody has a chance to listen to them. We know everybody's diving in. Everybody's got a million football drafts this weekend and all the DFS NFL stuff coming this week. So definitely tune in. We here at Coach Talk have partnered with Pro Football Focus. Very excited, very proud of that. So we're going to be sharing all kinds of statistical information in our Discord. We're going to have study groups, discussions where we're talking about ownership, and then we're talking projections, all the different pieces of the game that come into play. And we don't just dump things in an optimizer here. We talk them through. We hand build lineups. So we'd love to have you join us, dfscoachtalk.com. And we have several different packages you can choose from there. So that is it, my friend. Any final words on the baseball front?
On the baseball front, it's a long day, a lot of baseball games throughout the whole day. So if you're a member, just stay in our Discord, and we'll be giving you updates on lineup news, any postponements, stuff like that. So just keep posted in Discord is my main thing I want to come across with today. So
awesome. And we had our meeting this morning. We have a weekly meeting every Saturday with members, and I let them know that my Yahoo Main Slate lineup is a 5-crown lineup tonight. So I'm ready to get after it. And so love to have you in Discord with us to check that out. So Thank you very much for listening in. Enjoy your beautiful Labor Day weekend. We have all kinds of NFL podcasts coming up this week. We'll be back on Tuesday, where we're going to add a little element to the fades and plays by building a little two brains are better than one lineup for our FanDuel GPP play. So we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Again, thanks for joining in, and we'll catch you again when we look to crush it in DFS.